Hi guys, I'm not sure how well this is going to turn out. As you can see, I painted my kitchen wall. I still have to put the trim back up here, but it's getting dark outside and I have a couple of lights out in my dining room chandelier that I haven't replaced yet, and I look like hell because it's just been one of those days, you know, the kind where you stand in the wind and the rain waiting for the locksmith to show up because you left your keys in the car. Yep, I did that. First time for everything. So actually it's been one of those weeks. So I do have notes here about the scents that I'm going to review. This is a warm melt review and I've got several of them. You'll probably hear my furnace kicking in because we're supposed to have snow flurries later on tonight. We actually had a few earlier this afternoon, but they didn't last long at all. Knock wood. And I've got one of the dogs underneath my chair chewing on a bone, so you might also hear that. So I'm just going to jump in and get started on this because I've been meaning to do it for a couple of weeks now and have failed to do so until now. So I'm determined to get this done. Okay, Rocky Mountain Christmas has become a new favorite of mine. As you can see, I've used quite a bit of it. This was a Create a scent. I don't remember who did it. I'm not sure if it was ever really discussed who did it. And I know it was named something different when she did it. But this is a combination of sugared spruce and leaves type, and it is fantastic. You get just a slight hint of apple in here. I believe there's some apple in leaves type. The sugared spruce doesn't really stand out to me. I get more of the leaves type out of this than I do the sugared spruce, but the combination of the two is fantastic. Muscadine, is it muscadine or muscadine? I can never remember. Actually, I don't think I ever bothered to look it up. This is a grape scent, and I actually prefer this one over some of Victoria's other grape scents, because this one smells to me more like an actual grape, like a Concord grape, versus some of her other grape scents which smell more candy-like. This was really, really good. It had an excellent throw. There's a little bit of, I guess I would kind of describe it as almost, I can't even talk, almost a muskiness to this, but not musky like, I got a hair hanging here off of my head. Not musky like, you know, like a musky old house or anything like that. I don't even know what the heck I'm talking about. Cinnamon coffee is an absolute favorite of mine and smells like exactly what it is. Cinnamon coffee. I especially really love a lot of the spicier scents at this time of the year when it is colder outside. I'm sorry, I've got a horsehair on my hat. I was just outside graining my horses. Green apple. Now, the first time I tried this, which was many, many years ago, I didn't really care for it because to me it smelled more like an apple peel or the stem portion of an apple rather than an actual green apple. But Victoria and I were having a conversation, I don't know, a week or so ago, and we had both brought up the fact that how much our noses have changed, and I was blaming it on menopause, but she has informed me that your nose actually does change like every 5 to 7 years. Menopause probably contributed to it, but either way, I now really, really enjoy the green apple scent, and it does smell very, very similar to a Jolly Rancher green apple. I'm just randomly grabbing out of this basket I've got sitting here. Blueberry flapjacks. In all the years I've been ordering from Victoria, I had never ordered this scent. I know it's one of Katie's favorites. And when I smell it cold, it does smell just like a blueberry pancake or a blueberry muffin. When it went in the warmer, initially that's what I got out of it. But oddly enough, the warmer it got, to me, it smelled almost licoricey. And I think that might be that yeasty bready note that's coming from the flapjack portion of this. The blueberry does smell very, very similar to like when you buy the Jiffy muffin mix and it has almost those little, like, almost candied blueberries in there instead of a real blueberry. That's what I get out of this. It was good. I just didn't like it as much as Katie does. It killed me to cut this up. This is one of the primitive melts, and Victoria sent this to me when they first came out, actually. She sent this to me in a gift box, and this was my favorite one, the little wool lamb. The wool portion is gone. I only have the lamb left, and I'm not exactly sure what the scent is. The bag wasn't labeled, and Victoria couldn't remember what she had poured these up in when she poured. These were originally poured up so that she could use the samples, you know, to take pictures for her website. And then I was the lucky recipient, oh my God, of those samples. I'm pretty sure that this is peanut butter cookie. Sorry, I just saw one of my minis walk up to the steps. I love this. And again, it's one of those things where my nose has changed so much. When I first started ordering from Victoria, I was not able to smell a lot of the peanut butter scents. And some of the caramel scents I had a very, very difficult time with. Now, I can smell this extremely well, and I love what I get out of this. It does smell, to me at least, like a real peanut butter cookie, but not the manufactured peanut butter cookies. This smells like a real homemade peanut butter cookie. So I love this. And this actually has a very long lasting throw. It's not super, super strong. I'd say it's more of a medium throw, but it does last a very, very long time. Starfruit and mango. I'm sorry, Rocky is under the kitchen table. I'm sure you can hear him chomping on his knuckle bone. Starfruit and mango. This is really good. It smells very like a candied fruit, not necessarily like a really juicy fruit. It's definitely, he just bumped his head. It's definitely more of a almost a candied type fruit, like the candied fruit that you get at Christmas time in the little containers to decorate your cookies or to put in what's the fruit cake, you know, that cake that everybody passes around because nobody likes it. I have never had starfruit, so I don't know what it tastes like. I don't know what it smells like. But what I'm getting out of this, boy, this is so good. I like this better cold than I do warm. Once it was warmed up, I got almost, I don't know how to describe it, other than to say that the starfruit is kind of dry. That's the only way I can think of to describe it. You know how we've all gotten oranges or an apple or whatever in a store where some of them are extremely juicy and other ones you bite in expecting that juiciness, but it's actually kind of dry. That's what I get out of this, but not in a bad way. It's just that like Victoria's mango sorbet scent is so juicy. I guess I expected this to be that same type of juiciness. It's still excellent. Like I said, I prefer it cold over warm, but it is one that I would probably order again. Spice and apple. I have no clue why I waited so long to order this. This, if I remember correctly, was one of the first scents that Victoria ever came out with. And it was a dupe from some other company, and I'm sorry, I don't remember who it was, but it was one of her favorites at that time. This is so incredible and is exactly what it says. It's spice and apple. That's it. Nothing fancy about it. The spice in here, when I smell it cold, does come across, I'm not sure why, as a little bit perfumey, but I think it's because it's such a wide variety of spices. That's what's making it smell that way. It's not like just straight up clove or straight up cinnamon. It's a really well blended mix of spices. And then that little bit of apple in the background. Now, apple cobbler was my favorite for a long time. This has replaced that as far as the apple scents that I like to melt during the winter months or cold weather months. This is, I can't say enough good things about this. I will definitely reorder this. As a matter of fact, I did just reorder this, which reminds me that I also want to send a huge thank you to Brenda. You truly have a heart of gold. I was having a really rough week, which she did not know. No one knew. I keep a lot of that to myself. But she sent me a gift certificate when Victoria had her last sale, and I added a little bit to that. So I was able to place an order, and I thank you so much, Brenda. You brightened up my day and didn't even know how much you were brightening it. I mean, everybody loves to get a gift certificate, but that came at just the right time. So I did order, I believe I ordered a loaf in this because I like the scent that much. Country Bumpkin. This is also really, really good. This is definitely a cold weather scent. It's a combination of this, I do get red hot cinnamon. I believe there's marshmallow in here, some sweet potato. Let me look because I did write it down. Nutmeg, clove, marshmallow, and yams. And this is excellent. If you like sweet potato pie or don't like sweet potato pie because it's too sweet and too buttery, I would give Country Bumpkin a try. It's similar to sweet potato pie, but a much spicier version of sweet potato pie. So that's also a huge favorite. I've said this before, my husband and I both really, really like the cinnamon scents at this time of the year. And I'm sorry, I keep tripping over my tongue. Bumbleberry. This is Victoria and I, as everybody knows, or most of you know by now, are extremely good friends. That we just had an instant connection. We have a lot of similarities and commonalities in our life. So on occasion we send one another little gift packages and goodies and whatever. So I had sent her some homemade jam from Wisconsin. As far as I know, it can only be purchased within our area. Our local grocery store does sell it. It's all homemade by different people on different farms around here, and one of those jams is called Bumbleberry, and it's a mixture of different things. It's blackberry and I don't remember if it's raspberry or strawberry. It might be both. I think there might be a little bit of apple in it, in the jelly. And this smells identical to that jelly. That's how this scent came about. She loved the jelly so much that she wanted to make a scent that smelled just like it, and she succeeded. This is really, really good. If you want something that smells fruity and jelly-like, but not, a traditional one-flavored jelly, definitely give that one a try. She also has a bumbleberry pie scent, which is a mixture of this and Granny's pie crust. I do have some Granny's pie crust, so I still have to mix the two of those together and see how I like that. I'm sure I'm going to love it. Granny's pie crust is another one of my favorite scents. And speaking of jam, peanut butter and strawberry jam, not a huge fan. I can smell the peanut butter in here, but Victoria's strawberry jam, for some reason, to me, has an extremely salty quality to it, which kind of surprised me. because you don't expect strawberry jam to be salty. But that's what I get out of it. And then there's just this weird, I don't know, that saltiness lends this weird, funky background odor that I don't really care for. I don't know. To me, this smells like if you would take strawberry jam and add peanuts to it, salted peanuts in the shell, and not remove the shell. That's what I get out of this. So this is not a huge favorite for me, but I know there are other people. My friend Pam loves this scent. Hopefully I can get through this. There's several more in here and I don't know how much time I've got. Pumpkin vanilla. All of Victoria's pumpkin scents to me smell like, they're not like a straight up pumpkin go pull one out of your garden and carve it into a jack-o'-lantern. All of Victoria's pumpkin scents smell more like pumpkin pie spice. And that's what I get out of this, just a sweetened up version because of the vanilla. So if the pumpkin pie spice scent is too much for you, give this one a try because the vanilla really does tone that spice down. Eggnog is another one that I used to love. It's still good, but it's not a favorite anymore. I don't get a creaminess out of it like you would if you actually drank a cup of eggnog. I do get some of the rum in the background, but now when I melt this, I smell a lot of clove, and clove is not one of my favorite spices. So I don't know if there's actually clove in there or not, but maybe it's the rum translates itself once it's warmed up into what smells like a clove scent. I'm not sure. It's still good, it's just not a favorite anymore. Buttermint candies smells exactly like what it says it is. Weirdly enough, when I smell it cold, I almost get like a celery note, like raw celery. I don't know where that's coming from. But once it goes in the warmer, it does smell like those little pillow flavored melt in your mouth buttermint candies. You know, when you go to a restaurant, a lot of times they'll have a little bowl of them, at least around here they do, sitting at the cash register for when you pay your bill, you can cleanse your palate. That's exactly what that smells like when it goes in the warmer. You do get that. Obviously you get the mint and you do get a hint of that butteriness, but it's not overly buttery. Butter cookie. This one smells more like raw cookie dough to me versus an actual baked cookie. It smells like, actually what it smells like to me, cold anyway, is when you have all of your other ingredients mixed up and then you add the vanilla. That's what I smell. I smell a very, very strong, true vanilla note in here, cold. When it goes in the warmer, however, it had a lighter throw than what I expected. So, that one's okay. Another that, it's not a favorite. Cookies for Santa, however, is. This smells like a warm sugar cookie, fresh out of the oven, that has been sprinkled with cinnamon and sugar. This is excellent. Love, love, love that one. Green apple twist is a combination of exactly what it says. Not green apple twist, I'm sorry. Grape apple twist is a combination of grape and I believe it's green apple. This smells like when you open up a bag of Jolly Ranchers, it smells like the whole bag, not like one individual, flavor. This smells like a whole bag of Jolly Ranchers. Chocolate zucchini bread was also, I love this one cold. I get a really rich, from the chocolate, almost a butteriness. almost caramel-like, but you can tell that it's chocolate and not caramel. And then the zucchini bread in there did add a very, very nice note that I like. I'm just looking here to see if I wrote anything else down about it, but I didn't. This is not as... Zucchini bread on its own is generally a pretty spicy scent. I like zucchini bread when it's mixed with something a little sweeter, such as this. I still prefer Granny's Apron, which is a combination of zucchini bread and Granny's pie crust, over this one. But this was really, really good. So, I don't know, I guess to me, I would describe it as like if you had a slice of zucchini bread with like a caramel sauce over it. That's what I get out of this. And last, this is a huge, huge surprise to me, is Woodstock. I know this is one that Melissa came up with. I used to be a huge fan of Victoria's Earthy Scents before my nose changed. This is not one that I would have typically tried on my own, but Victoria did send this to me as well in that gift package that she sent. This is a combination, I did write this one down, of poisoned apple, antique wood, and cardamom. Neither one of which I like on their own. But the combination of the two is so surprisingly good. And yes, Woodstock is the perfect name for it, because I can imagine that all of those kids with their various, patchouli oil that they were wearing back then. There's no patchouli in this, but you know what I'm saying. I mean, they all wore those kind of earthier scents back in the 60s. And then there's something in here, probably the cardamom, or maybe it's the teak wood. I don't know. Lends itself to giving this earthy quality that smells almost like being out in a field, or a meadow. I don't know what I'm talking about. I do know what I'm talking about, but I don't know how to phrase it in a way to make you understand. It smells like a girl wearing an earthy perfume like patchouli and being out in the middle of an open prairie, or a meadow, like I said. That's what I get out of this. So Woodstock was the perfect name for this, because that's what it smells like. Like somebody just came from Woodstock. I know I'm not making any sense. So it's probably a good thing that that was the last one that I even attempt to describe. So I'm hoping I can get a little bit better at reviewing these more quickly, but life doesn't always allow that. So, oh, and another thank you to all of my new subscribers. It was a big surprise to me. I had 11 new subscribers last week alone, so thank you to everyone who subscribed to my channel. I will try to get these uploaded in a little bit more timely fashion from now on. I'm very sorry for tripping over my tongue and not doing a very good job of describing scents tonight. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later.